So we're going to move on to our next speaker, who is Andres. You probably know him. He's originally from Colombia, and he studied microbiology, in fact. And he will going to talk about something that he entitled "Back to the Future: Saving the Academic System." Andres, stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. So, hopefully it will not crash. So, can you hear me? Marty, we have to go back to the future. We have to save the academic system. So that's what the doc is saying, and that's what we will do today. So, what's the purpose of this talk? Is anyone from first year PhD? Okay. Perfect, because this is for you guys. This is what is coming. So, and for you too also, because the ones that are almost done, they have to know what's going to be in the future. So, the academic system is an emergency, right? Why is it an emergency? We have 50% of attrition rate. 50% of us quit PhD. It's very sad, but don't worry. So the system is broken because we have universities that force us to, okay, they give us programs to study PhD. We have, as us, a lot of enthusiastic people trying to understand the world, but they don't give us the space to work, right? And then if they go back again, this system is like a vicious cycle. There are no options. And imagine that it's like if you are invited to a wedding and you have a different result. So this is exactly the problem. And the ones that we manage to finish, we face a difficult problem. 15% will manage to enter into academia, to have a full-time professorship. The rest, maybe industry, maybe PhD comics, I don't know, something else. So that is the problem, right? We have a very tough decision to make, and the system is not helping. So that's why I just wanted to tell you that the important thing is that we have to keep our dreams, yeah? We are in difficult times, but we can manage. You kept the dream, but just make sure you don't end up with the wrong dream. Yeah, so the idea is we will fly now to the future. So as Marty McFly said, we will fly into the future to prevent the collapse of the academic system. And for that, I will use my time machine. And we will turn our time machine, and we will go into the future. So we are going to the future, so raise your hands. We are traveling right now, please. Go. Woo! 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 We are flying at the speed of light. Woo! Woo! All right, we arrived to the future. What is this? Oh, the impact factor. This is our first building that we have to fight. So we go back to the future, and actually now we realize that we are in the past, not in the future. So we travel to 1975 when this guy was responsible for the stress of scientists and PIs for publishing high. Was the one who came up with the idea. So he is the responsible of why are we obsessed with these titles here. Why are we obsessed with publishing in the most impact factor, even if the science that we do is not that impacting. So now we have the chance to modify this. We can modify this guy. Let's put him, he was from the linguistics department. And who is the one who's suffering right now because of the impact factor? Biologists and the sciences. So let's keep the guy in the linguistic department, but maybe partying. Yeah? So, and then we end up now in the future with a different solution. Just imagine it. We have a journal, so science and nature, they came out with an agreement and say, okay, let's not compete, let's just get together. We make a journal now that is called Natural Science. So it's science and nature. Yeah? And they are open source. And the way it works is that when you submit a paper, it's not through the review system, it's go to the crowd. So people in the online networking were able to vote for your paper and see if your science really has an impact or not. Yeah? And okay, now that we are in the past, let's solve another problem. In the 1970s, it's where it was the highest proportion of PhDs in the whole history. It's when everything started. It was the initial condition. So now let's modify it. Why do we have so many PhDs? Let's make the university talk to the industry. Yeah? They have projects together. They have projects together, they can make something that impacts the society, and we get more funding. We get more funding, then we can also restrict the PhDs, and we can have two kinds of PhDs, or not PhDs. One will be PhD, and the other will be SCAD. Okay, I don't know what happened with the other letter. So the PhD is Doctor in Philosophy, right? So what does it mean? That we want to study science because we love, like in the ancient times when Newton was thinking about the gravity and then the apple came. So same thing we can do. We can do in the future. Sorry. We can do that in the future for the ones who want to. But for the ones who don't want to go to all the way to this because they don't want to suffer, they just want to really get into also interesting projects that have more application into science and beneficial for the society, then let's make a SCSD, Doctor in Science. They can work on a project, maybe shorter, they don't have to go through all the suffering, and then they end up having the job that they want. And the others also don't have to suffer, but we will come to that now. And then this will feed back into this strong alliance of science and industry, and then they will have to talk to the government to make us places for us to work. And then we'll end up with group leaders. Of course, what did you see different in this slide? So it's a woman, right? So this will change in the future too. Right now we have a crisis of inequality of gender, but this will change in the future. So, and then the professors will talk to the students, and then they will develop ideas, as it was in the ancient times, as the same as the SCSD, and they will talk to each other. Once we'll try to follow the knowledge, just because of the sake of the knowledge, because mankind will always need knowledge, and we have infinite problems to work on. And the SCSD will tackle these problems in a practical way. And then PIs have to learn two important things: leadership and psychology. So we'll send PIs to Psychology 101 and Leadership 101. Yeah? Because if you are leading a group, you need to know what kind of people you have, right? You are dealing with human beings. And this will change in the future. And then you will be able to rate your professor. Yeah? So now you can see if the professor is good or not. You are not blind anymore. And then Nobel Prize. Oh my God, what is this? Okay, so well, we have one dream less to fight for, no? So in the future, Nobel Prize will not exist. So the Nobel Prize Foundation was going to give all the money to Facebook because they were upset because all the students were protesting that only just one person was getting Nobel Prize when science is now collaborative. And they will make a collaborative prize science. And this will happen in the future. And for sure, the last part is if we have ideas and it's benefit for the society, then the society can give us funding. Oh wait, this is a student from the future. Oh my God, okay, so the students from the future will dance to explain what they do. what happened? Okay, we're depressing again. But don't worry. My message is, things are bad, but can be changed. You don't have to lose hope. And please keep calm and still love academia. Thank you.
Thank you, Andres, for this hopefully visionary talk.